Good afternoon, Claire. Thanks for your time and welcome to ANZ, even though you've been with us for a few months now. I want to start off by asking you, what made you want to join ANZ?
Thanks, Brett. It's great to be here. I'm really enjoying having joined ANZ and now experiencing ANZ. I think the great culture, the living the purpose, it's a really purpose-led organisation, and I think that comes through in everything that we do. And then, of course, I'm really passionate about the commercial segment. I call it the growth engine of the Australian economy. And I say that because there are so many really important businesses. There are over 2.5 million businesses in this part of the market, and they drive about 65% of private sector employment and contribute about 55% to our private sector, or contribution from the private sector to Australia's GDP. So it's a really important part of the economy to be supporting and investing and deploying capital into. We have a role to play in serving this sector and serving this sector well.
So commercial is its own division now. Why was it separated from retail, and what will the new model bring to the business?
Yeah, I think there was a recognition probably over a year ago now that this is a really important sector of the economy and we want to serve it well. And I think also a recognition that it's a high return business when it's done well. And so, there's a win-win for our customers and also for our shareholders if we do this business well. I think it's also in recognition of the strategy that we sort of gradually developed over time about how do we help Australian businesses to start, run, grow. As we focused in on that, we realised actually that we needed to have a focus on this division as a standalone division, and that's going to be an important thing if we want to have enough of that investment. And we are seeing record levels of investment into this division, which is great. But if we want to have that investment and the infrastructure that we need to be successful. I think also the way that we want to interact with some of our partners to serve our customers. And one of the things that's so fantastic about being at ANZ is you're really living this open sort of architecture approach to how do we meet our customers' needs where they are. And that may be through ANZ, but it may equally be through some of our partnerships and our approach to our ecosystems. And so an example of that that's live is our Worldline joint venture, which is how we help our customers with their merchants and their e-commerce needs. And one of the things that's so great about that is it's a recognition that that is a globally competitive market, and that if we're going to serve our customers with the best options in that market, we may need a partner to do so. And so I think we've got some really good examples of already delivering on these partnership models, be it what we've already got with our Merchants Hub, but there's so much more to come. I think it's a really exciting time for Australia Commercial.
So since you've joined, you've made some significant changes to the team already. Can you talk us through the strategy there and the thinking with those changes?
One of the things that I did as a priority was establish some product teams. So we've already got great customer segment teams established, but we really needed to make sure that we have a good capability in our transact and save product sets and the processes that go with them. We know that our customers really sweat cash flow. Where am I going to get paid from? How am I going to make payment? Those things are really important to our customers. So making sure that we have a product set and processes around that meet their needs is important. And I wanted to elevate that voice at the leadership table. The other role that I implemented was the role of lend and grow, which is how we help our customers invest, be that in new equipment or a new facility, but that's really about making sure that customers can grow their business over time and they have access to the capital that they need to do so. And then very importantly, we've put in place a new role, which is a digital and customer experience role. And underneath that role, we've got a really exciting portfolio that includes things like data and marketing and analytics. And all of that is to say that we want to make our customers' lives easier. So we want them to be able to deal with us online or in their channel of choice. It could be branch, it could be phone, it could be face-to-face. But getting things done easily, usually through digital channels, is a big driver of customer satisfaction. So really important that we get that right. And then, like in any business, there are lots of enablers, and we wanted to bring those together under a role which was created called strategic delivery. And that really brings together some of the things that we need to do to make sure that we've got really strong foundations for growth, and that also life is as easy as possible for our frontline team so they can spend as much of their time focused on our customers and in the market so that they're really present.
You've been out talking to staff and customers in the last few months. Can you talk to us a little bit about the competitive dynamic of the commercial banking landscape in Australia?
Yeah, it's a very competitive market, Brett, but the good news is it's a big market, and I think there's room for lots of different competitive positions in the market. So it's a good degree of healthy competition. But of course, we just focus on meeting our customer needs as best as we can. And so that's really what we fixate on. I think we have a very diverse business. It's diverse in terms of not just sort of the geography and the products and services and segments that we have, but I think also we've got some really interesting attributes about our business. I think the presence of the private bank is a really fantastic offering, because what it does is it allows us to connect with our customers both on the professional level but also on the personal level. And for many business owners, particularly for those who have a lot of their own wealth tied up in their business, business is personal. And so having, that conversation, that side of the conversation present in the division is really important. I think the other thing that I would call out is that, there's lots of opportunities in various pockets of the market. And so you can see lots of different competitors pursuing those different opportunities in different ways. For us, I think ANZ's got a fantastic international footprint and a very strong institutional bank. And so one of the things that we're really keen to do is to, bring the best of that to our customers, be that through, import-export capability, the ability to bank down some of the supply chains of our larger institutional corporates, and of course the ESG and sustainable finance capability that we have in our institutional bank is just as relevant and becoming increasingly more so for our more medium-sized and smaller business customers as well, who are often selling onto some of those larger institutional customers. So I think all of that means that there's opportunity for us to position strategically in different ways and continue to leverage what ANZ has as real strengths.
So you've talked a little bit about the opportunity there for the broader group, but can you be a little bit more specific about opportunities within the commercial space?
I think in commercial, we see a real opportunity to just serve our existing customers better. So I call that sort of whole of customer engagement and conversation. So we're not just serving one aspect of the business, but all aspects of the business where we can. I think the other thing is that we know we have a lot of customers who have an existing need that we're not meeting today. And the classic example is business owners with a home lending need. So we know that today there are many business owners that we serve, but actually then choose to go and get a home loan elsewhere. And that just feels like not a great experience for the customer, but equally a wasted opportunity for us. And so that's an example where we would love to drive more business. Also, another opportunity that we've identified within the commercial team is micro business. So that looks like a retail customer where we can see that there's actually a business need being met elsewhere. And so there's an opportunity for us to have a business conversation with that customer to help uncover what it is that they need and where perhaps we may be falling short in that, so that we can, bring that business on board if there's an opportunity for us to do more with them, and hopefully drive higher customer satisfaction as a result. But I think all of that takes me back to the conversation we're having a little bit earlier about why we've set up the way that we have set up, bringing some of those product and process capabilities to the leadership table, and much more of the digital and customer experience focus as well.
Thanks very much for your time, Claire.
Thanks, Brett.